Hello, my beautiful baddies. Welcome back to yet another episode of Your Inner Baddie Speaking. As you guys know by this point, travel is something that I could talk about so much. I enjoy it so much, and it's just something that breathes life into me. And it's one of the ways that I think really helped me fall in love with myself. And I think, I've been traveling since I was young. I've been fortunate to have family in other countries. I've been fortunate to travel to see them, to sort of have my eyes widened from a very young age. But recently, travel has taken on a whole new meaning. I remember when I was in the thick of marriage and COVID and all of that, I really wasn't traveling in the way that I wanted to. I was traveling either for someone else or, on a really restricted basis because of restrictions based on health purposes, right? So, I wasn't really out there doing what I wanted to do. And I've always known that travel is just something that, I have to do. I'm not one of those people that can just stay at home all the time or just go out to my local area and that's that. And it is okay for people who want to do that. That's just not my personality. I get travel bugs, I get travel fever. Travel bug sounds bad, right? It sounds like a stomach bug. But what I mean is I get the itch, man. I get the itch to travel. And I can't shut that down. And I don't want to either, right? It's something that I really enjoy. It's something that I want to have a part of my life forever. I don't want to wait till I retire to see the world. I want to see the world now. And sometimes parts of the world I've already seen, I want to see again. I could go to London, oh my God, so often. I feel the same way about Paris. I know everybody has their opinions on where they like to go, but those are top tier for me. I could also go to Portugal over and over again. Really Europe, I could go over and over again if we're gonna be completely honest. I love it. But I want to see more of the world, and it's not something I want to put on the back burner, and it's something that I've always felt like when I did it, it made me feel new again. And, after basically grieving a life that I thought I was going to have and going through a whole divorce and getting to know myself again and getting to know myself without anything else, travel is something that makes me feel okay about sort of a fresh start, right? It's weird to say that because I feel in reality, in my home base, my reality, my day-to-day of working and friends and my little community, it should feel okay to have a fresh start, but it feels so much more daunting. It feels so much more rigid. It feels so different than when I travel. I'm I get to do whatever I want, whenever I want, however the fuck I want to do it, and I just get to be me. I get to decide if I want to be chaotic and fun and out till 5 a.m. or I get to decide if I want to be lazy in my hotel room and order a room service, or I get to decide to go out to a cafe, order a bottle of wine, some Aperol spritzes maybe, and read my Kindle. It truly feels like the world is my oyster when I'm traveling, which is why I feel the concept of a fresh start feels easier. And maybe it's not only fresh start in the sense of starting over, but fresh start in the sense of breathing freshness into me. I truly feel as if travel, the idea of it, the anticipation of it, the execution of it, the doing it, all breathes this freshness into me. It makes me feel creative. It makes me feel joy. It makes me feel happy. It makes me feel like I have a purpose. It makes me feel like I'm creating memories. I'm enjoying the little things. I'm doing things that like I've been putting off, or just giving me like this new fresh air into my lungs, both like physically and metaphorically. Like I am breathing different air, but like it almost feels like that fresh air like revives me in a way. It gives me different perspective. It lets me reflect on things. It makes me feel more creative. It makes me feel like I have more clarity on who I am and what I want to do and what brings me joy and how I can take that home and replicate that. It's such a freeing experience to let the weight of the world fall by the wayside and focus on only things that matter to me beyond bills, beyond a job, beyond obligations, right? And sometimes if you have the luxury to be able to set that aside for even a few days, for me, I receive this clarity of, oh my God, this is what I want to do, or oh my God, I've always wanted to start doing this, or oh my God, I'm finally able to like look back at all of the stuff that I have been putting off or putting to the side, and I get to address things at my core. It's that breath of fresh air that like reignites things that have kind of been dormant because of my day to day. And I don't think sometimes that without being able to step away from everything, that I would have those moments of clarity, that I would be able to kind of look at the things that I feel like I might not be able to because I have to focus on other things. And it's kind of that like, we've talked about this with healing, but that feeling of survival mode over like thriving mode or over just living, right? Survival mode feels very much like I have to do this, I have to take care of this, I have to get to this, like I have to focus on these things in order to get by. Whereas living feels like, oh, I kind of want to try that coffee shop down the street, or I've always wanted to do karaoke, or I've always wanted to venture into this neighborhood, or I've always wanted to try this dance class or something. That feels more like living, along with, doing a job or, working on other things or going to the gym, all of that, right? Like things in your daily life that you might do, but you have the time and the ability to live, not just survive. And that's what vacation and what travel feels so much like to me. It feels like living rather than surviving. And I'm not saying like I love my life, so I'm not saying like I feel like I'm in survival mode all the time, but there are similarities in the fact that like when you are in your true day-to-day reality, you just have to focus on things that like they matter. Paying your bills matter. Showing up to your job matters. Like the way you craft an email to a coworker matters. Like in the grand scheme of things, in the big grand scheme of things, depending on what you do, does it matter to saving the world? Like, and that's me being very dramatic, but like, you know what I mean? Like it matters. You think about it on a bigger scale, it's like maybe it doesn't matter as much, but it still matters to your day-to-day survival, right? It still matters to your daily routine, all of that. Whereas when you take those portions away for a short period of time, you're allowed to think freely, think without the stress, act without the stress, enjoy without the stress. And so for me, that's so freeing. It feels more like living. And I do feel like I live in my actual life, but God, when I don't have responsibilities, oh my God, I'm happy to do everything. Like everything is filled with joy and everything is this moment of like, let me seize the day or just do whatever I need to do. Do I want to go to a spa and relax because my shoulders have been tight from work stress? Yeah. Or do I want to sit and enjoy a 2-hour lunch because I don't have to be back for anything? Nobody's asking me to do anything. I'm not on the clock. And even sometimes, like, I've had a whole episode on solo travel, but travel in general, when you're not needed by people or on demand by people, and that probably also sounds dramatic, like in your daily life, you have people who are texting you, people who are calling you, people who are asking you for plans. But when you're out traveling, even if you're not alone, even if you're with friends or family or whoever you may be with, you're with a limited group, right? So you're not in your daily pool of people expecting a response or expecting to hang out with you or expecting things to get done. Instead, you're in your small little bubble with maybe a few people who are with you, or maybe one person, or maybe nobody. And it means less things you have to answer to, less people you have to answer to, less things you are expected to get back on. Like when you're traveling, okay, you didn't get back to my text. Cool. I'm watching your Instagram stories being like, hell yeah, they're out there living, and I'm just happy for them. Like I'll hear from them when I get back. Or, things like that. Like no one's getting mad at you for like not responding to them, right? Maybe your job. I don't know how demanding your job is, but like I put clear terms. I am out of office. I am out of office. And unless you send me like an SOS text on my work phone, I'm not getting to it. I'm getting to it before or after, because again, what I do is not that critical. I ain't out here saving lives. So when I need to take a mental break, I need to take a mental break. And not everybody has that luxury. But getting back to like people and obligations, you have less people around you, less things to answer to, less to have to give, right? Now you're really giving more to you. And I think it's the same with the, self-love. Like you're giving more to yourself. You're loving yourself more. You're pouring into yourself more. You're building that confidence back, right? Same thing with traveling. You get to focus on you. It's one of the few times where you do get to drop everything and focus on what you want to do, what you want to see, what you're going to have fun doing. And when you put the focus back on yourself, and again, not those obligations, not that reality hitting you in the face, suddenly you're able to think in a different way, to approach things in a different way. You're able to act differently. I mean, my nervous system is so regulated when I'm traveling, except for if I've done this to myself, which is my own damn fault of like moving so much where I got to pack up, move. But even then, I don't care as much. I'm like, meh. It'll get in there, I'll get there, I'll get from point A to point B, it's all gonna work itself out. And if I don't, I'll find something new to do, or I'll explore something different. It all works out. But like, that's not my mentality. Well, actually, I have learned to go with the flow a hell of a lot more. But for this, the way I am and the way I like operate is very different on vacation than on a daily basis. Like on a daily basis, I'm like, I've got to clean, I got to cook, I got to do things, I've got chores, I've got work, I've got, social things to get to. Whereas on vacation, I just get to focus on me. I just get to do what I want to do. I just get to plan what I want to plan. And if I decide, I don't feel like doing that anymore, or I need to slow down or whatever, I'm so calm about it. I'm so go with the flow, because it is something that's like, I don't need to be worked up about it, because I'm in this magical place surrounded by magical things. I'm going to have a magical time, and that's not going to stop no matter what happens. If it rains, okay, nice little hotel day. If it's sunny, okay, let's walk around. Ooh, something got canceled, let's explore something else. I mean, I have truly felt like sometimes when things get canceled and you end up walking around or you're late to something because you're exploring, that's when like the best shit happens, is when you just don't force yourself to do anything. And so I just feel like when you take yourself away, travel feels so freeing. And it inspired me, the way that I feel like I can focus on myself, to write a love letter about my love for travel, because it truly does make me expand as a person. It makes me focus on myself as a person. It lets me tap into my creative side. It lets me tap into things that sometimes I feel dormant when I'm doing so much on the daily. And so this is the love letter I wrote all about travel. I love that from a young age you were always curious, always open to see more. You were lucky to travel when you were young, and boy, did that spark something within you. No longer did you want to be confined by location, but to see the world, to know how other people lived, to make friends with people you never would have met otherwise. And every time you ventured out, you were open to see even more. It's like a never-ending cycle of wanting to get in that car, get on that train, or on that plane to explore more. Because every time you did, you felt alive. Gratitude, joy, and new memories filled you, and every moment felt like a pinch me moment. And that smile, it stayed permanent on your face. Every moment felt precious. Like, how do I get to experience this? How do I get to see this? How do I get to feel this joy? It makes me want to burst with excitement, but at the same time, I felt so calm. Every place felt like a breath of fresh air to my nervous system, my mindset, and sometimes my sanity, because I felt at ease. I felt free. And with that meant I could lay so many other things down to just be able to enjoy. And that doesn't come easy to someone with anxiety. But travel always helped. Well, maybe not with packing or turbulence or delays, but hey, that's all part of experiencing life. All good things come with reminders of how good those good parts are. It's no wonder while you're happy to be home after a trip, you're already thinking about the next. The next trip to spark your life, spark your creativity, spark your thoughts, spark your joy, spark your heart. And that is why I love so, so much that you want to see more. It really is something to be able to feel that spark in life again. And, you know, when you're going through that day to day, sometimes it doesn't always feel like you have that spark, like you have that, oh, I want to fucking live. Like, I get to live, I get to do this, I get to experience this, I get to feel this, I get to enjoy, I get to feel the highs, and I get to feel everything on this level that I don't always get to do. Because sometimes you are bogged down. Sometimes it's hard to look outside and go, damn, I live here. I get to look at this view. I get to go out there. I get to spend time with people. I get to love people. I get to love my life is essentially how I feel when I'm traveling. I get to love my life. But when I'm in my day-to-day, sometimes I'm like, I'm fucking stressed. I just want today to be over. I just want a break. I just want a nap. Like, no fucking joke. Sometimes I'm like, I just want a nap. And when I wake up, hopefully my fucking problems are just like gone. Just gone. And I know that's not how life works, but it feels so nice to just have a small break from that day to day. It feels comforting and calm and peaceful to know that you don't have to answer an email, that you don't have to return a phone call, that you don't have to fulfill an obligation. And that's what the thick of life can feel like sometimes, is a bunch of obligations. And then you get outside of that and you're like, shit, this is what life is really for. This is what I'm meant to feel and see and experience, to remind myself that everything is not about sitting at my desk. It's not about fucking the drama between coworkers. It's not about the next presentation. It's about you and living. And to draw some of that inspiration when you're traveling home and bring that home to you is something I think we all should adopt. And whether that traveling to everybody can be different. It can be a road trip. It can be visiting family. It can be whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be me, which is like any fucking excuse to go to Europe ever. Like, God, say the word and I'm like, oh, I need this. I need to go to Europe. I mean, honestly, when this podcast episode airs, I'll be in Paris again. And gosh, I like cannot wait to feel that weight lift off of me. And I don't even feel that weighed down. Like, I've built such a life that I love. I have instituted a lot of balance so that I don't feel those overwhelming things, but like, life fucking happens. I do feel stressed sometimes, and I do feel like I'm going through a checklist sometimes, and I do feel like, ooh, I have to, choose rest and staying in over going and enjoying time with friends because I need to recoup. Like, yeah, but when I'm on vacation, ooh, I got a whole new battery pack. Man, that thing is fully charged and that thing barely dies. I'm like, fuck, let's get up, let's go do things. I mean, I will be exhausted off of a work trip, and I'm sure when I'm in Paris, I'm going to feel the same way, where I'm coming off of a work trip and it's going to be a lot, and it's going to be long days, and it's going to be tiring. But then I'm going to like step foot off that plane, train. Actually, I guess I'm taking a train this time to go to my next destination after work. And I'm just going to feel the exhale, the weight of it leaving, the stress of it leaving. This is me time. It's time for me, time to focus on me. And I fucking can't wait. And that's why I want everyone to have this moment. I want you to feel in love with stepping outside of your life, stepping outside of your obligations of your day-to-day, so you can feel what it's like to have some time where you can just focus on the things that do make you feel joy, the things that you do really enjoy. Soaking up the sun, or maybe you're a winter type person and you want to go somewhere cold and you want that dark and dreary. Obviously, I am biased, so like, please, that's your thing. Keep doing your thing. I don't know what the positives are. Just kidding. I actually did love my winter vacation in Europe last year. But just stepping outside so you can have time to yourself, because it's so nice to sit, breathe, relax, and feel all of those things that you've put off, that you want to do, rush back to the top of your mind so that you don't forget the things that make you you. And even if you love your job and you love all of that shit that you have at home, it's still nice to have a reminder that you are more than that. That you have things that bring you joy that are outside of that. You have parts of you that you might just want to explore, that you want to tap back into, whatever that may be. For me, I feel my most creative, carefree, and at ease when I'm on vacation. And I love that version of me. I love being able to not feel stressed so I can write some poetry, or I can read my Kindle and I can tap into thoughts and feelings and things I want that make me me, that make me feel more me. Like, we have a whole episode on this podcast about, the things that make you happy, a list of things that make you happy. And sometimes that list, we don't always hit all those things, or even not hit all of those things, because that's like a lot. It's a lot. But sometimes those things get pushed to the side when things do pile up, when obligations do pile up. And when you're on vacation, it's time to bring that list back out. It's time to do things that bring you joy and let yourself sit in who you are. And remember what makes you you without anything else. What makes you you? And do fucking more of that. God, even though I know I'm about to travel, I'm like, ooh, gotta book another trip. This whole episode is making me want to travel some more. Oh my God. See, all I gotta do is talk about it and I want to book a trip. For all my friends listening, let's book a trip, all right? Let's do it. But seriously, fall in love with getting outside of your space. Fall in love with some sort of traveling, whatever that may be for you, to get out of that day-to-day and feel the things you need to feel. Do the things you want to do and just feel more in tune with the shit that makes you happy. Because honestly, that job's going to be there, or another job is going to be there. Shit's going to be there for you when you get back. Your problems are going to be there for you when you get back. So let's take a step aside, focus on you, and get back to all that shit another time. What's that phrase? Sounds like a tomorrow problem? Yeah, sounds like a tomorrow problem. Sounds like an after vacation problem. All right, guys, with that, say it with me. I'm a fucking baddie. All right, love y'all till next time.